Hey everybody, it's your girl China Doll. I'm checking in because I have been on social cam all day, and so now I wanted to come and do a specific video that has been consuming my thoughts since I went downstairs to have lunch. It is not by accident or specific circumstance that led you to this video. This video is not only to encourage you, but at some point when I go through whatever I go through, it also will be able to minister and encourage me. Okay? Now, the person that I want to talk about first is my grandmother. The reason I want to bring up my grandmother is because this lady is remarkable. In this specific era of my life and my walk, my grandmother is my rock. The reason that my grandmother is my rock is because 2004, I think it was, she was diagnosed with cancer, okay? And everybody else was kind of torn. We were lost. We didn't know what to say. We didn't know what to do. But she came and she encouraged each and every person and told everybody something different. But I remember it like it was yesterday. She sat me down and she said, "Trina, I have cancer. And I don't want you to get upset. I don't want you to worry about it because I'm going to be here to see you have your first child." And I was like, as you have seen in other videos, I didn't work on God's time. I worked on my time. Because when I heard you going to be somebody's mother, I took it into my own hands to do what I felt that I needed to do in order to accomplish that word that was sent to me. Not knowing that it's not when I wanted it, but it was when God wanted it. He has a way of having everything lined up in position and how He wanted to go. Whether you want it to go that way, He's doing it and it's for your good, so you need to accept it. Okay. So, I say all that to say she kept her word. You know, she had surgery, she did what she needed to do, and the cancer was gone. So 1.5 years of my son's life, he's 1.5 years, and I find out that it hit her again. This time I was like, I want a do-over because I have my son and I don't want to lose another grandparent. I've been here. It took me to deal. My grandmother passed away in 87. It took me to deal with her death in 94. It didn't hit me until 94 to understand that she was gone. She wasn't coming back. There was nothing I could do. I was a mess. Okay. And to hear her say that again, I felt like I had been cheated. Like, I understood that I was grateful that she kept her word, that she was here. I had my child. But I didn't want to deal with that no more. And so, long story short, she is fine. She did what she needed to do, and she's fine, right? So, last year, my brother-in-law made his transition. They made the decision to allow him to make his way to God in May of last year. And they did that on my great-grandmother's death anniversary. Okay. We had his actual funeral on my mom's death date. And I'm going into specifics so that you can see how God does everything decent and in order. Okay. So, it was a text sent to me by my dad saying that cancer had attacked my grandmother again, just in a different way. And it was stage 2. Okay. That tore me up for 3 minutes. And then, because of where I'm at in life now, I was able to say, I'll cry later, I'll be sad later, but right now I need to bombard heaven and be that strength of encouragement and that smile that she gave me the 2 times that it was presented to her. I get over there to encourage her, and she over there chilling. Like, She know what's going on. She's very alert, but she's searching my face like, you cool? You all right? Yes, ma'am, I'm okay. I say all that to say this. All 3 times, she could have took the approach of, I've lived my life, I've raised my kids, I've seen my kids' kids, because all of us are grown-ups now. So I've seen my kids, I've seen my kids' kids, and now my kids' kids, which is great-grandkids, are having kids, and I've seen them. And God, I know that there's more to come, but she told me, she say, whatever God gonna do, God gonna do. And I've lived my life. I'm at peace with whatever he gives me. That messed me up. I'm like, most people would have fell out on the floor, lost their mind, been mad at God, cursing people, sold their house, shut off the light. You know how we do. Hell, you see it on the news when you look at the people that sit up there and be like, okay, the world's going to end tomorrow. People stop paying their bills. People at the club yelling, yellow, you only live once. It's crazy. But she didn't. She kept on going. She's still going. You go and you call her right now. Hey baby, and I'm fine, and I'm just sitting here looking too cute. That's where I get my swagger from. Everybody connected to my grandma, we all, look how we look, and we content with that. We like, oh, okay then. All right, this is all right. Okay. My grandmother, that's where we get it from. That side of the family has nothing but confidence. Especially the girls. That's how we roll. But anywho, I was diagnosed in 05 as being legally blind. I was driving to work one day. I've always been a person where people think I'm mad. Shout out to my daddy for cursing me with that look. Yeah, but I've always been that person where the sun has always made me, I'm like this when I'm driving, because it's not that I'm mad or I don't like nobody. I can't really deal with sunlight like that, right? So I'm driving and I'm going through McDonald's drive-through, and I come to the medium and I almost crashed into it. And I remember like it was yesterday. I'm able to really remember stuff. I called my husband and I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I can't drive. I think I'm just going to have to sit this one out. And whatever happens, happens. As far as me needing to be dependent, because my husband had no problem with taking me, wherever I needed to go. And so I would go about my day-to-day, depending on my husband to get from point A to point B. I had my son in 06. Not I gave birth to him, but I was blessing my son in 06. I give my son, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I had chronic eye infections from wearing contact lenses, and that was my fault, because I would always sleep in my contact lenses because I was too lazy to take them out and clean them and put them back in my eye in the morning. I wanted to go to sleep, wake up, and act like wasn't nothing wrong with me. And so I started getting eye infections. Well, sad to say, I hate saying this out loud, that somebody else, again, had to give their life for me to be able to get what it is that I needed. And so I have a cornea from somebody else. I wish I would have started doing vlogs a long time ago so you could have seen when I first had my surgery. My right eye within itself is 20/30. This one started going into an early stage of rejection because I wasn't putting my drops in like I was supposed to. And so I had my cornea transplant in here on my left first, and then I did my right. And so that's why you see my eyes kind of, cross at times, because, yeah. But this particular eye, I am able to drive and make it from point A to point B on my own. And I'm just so grateful. And the reason that I'm sharing these two heartfelt stories with you is because I want you to know that there is nothing that the enemy or life can beat you down with that God will not sustain you and keep you where you're able to go through that particular season, strengthen yourself, armor yourself, and be able to come back stronger than what you did when you laid down. just stay encouraged. You know, I know that there are times when we go through things and we don't know our up from our down, our left from our right. Everything is just so overwhelming. But at the end of every struggle that you go through, you're going to see that God was faithful. There are times when I think about some things that I went through in my childhood. You know, I used to blame this person and that person. And I'm like, truth be told, I've lived a good life. I've never went without what I needed. I may not always have what I wanted, but what I needed, God provided it for me. And I'm pretty sure by you watching this video, He's kept you too. So with that being said, don't let your hard times outweigh the good. I'm pretty sure if you count your blessings, you will see that they outweigh your bad. The song that's playing in my head, that's why I'm kind of off, is that song that says, "You are holy, oh so holy. You are holy, oh so holy. What a privilege and honor to worship at your throne, to be called into your presence as your own." I know I may not have sound like the best, but you get where I'm going. It's like to know that no matter what you do, God is right there in the midst of everything we go through. God is so faithful and loves us so much that there is nothing that we can do to separate ourselves from Him, because He loves us that much. To know that I don't have to tell this person to go before and petition the throne of grace on my behalf. The veil has been torn, and I could just lay at His feet and talk to Him and tell Him what it is that I'm going through and how I'm feeling. And I know from my past, I don't know about yours, but mine, there was a season where I didn't even know my left from my right. Literally, I was out there doing what I wanted to do, when I wanted to do it, how I wanted to do it. But when He finally got my attention, there was no way that I was going to walk away from Him, because He didn't walk away from me. He loved me that much that when He created me, He did it because I was special to Him. You know, I used to always say I was just so angry because I felt like my daddy didn't want me. If I would have just been patient and understood that there was a Heavenly Father that created me and wanted me since day one, and if I wouldn't have been so focused on, in that season, what my biological father, who I have forgiven and I love very much, but if I wasn't so focused on that, I could have seen, you know, what it is that I needed. I think Tyler Perry said something so profound. He said a lot of times we so focused on who not in our life and what they didn't do. Maybe they didn't be allowed to be in your life because they were preventing you from seeing, you know, whereas, what am I trying to say? A lot of the times people are not in our lives because you don't need to be shown the wrong way to do something. By my father not being there in the era of when he wasn't, I was able to understand what it is that a man is supposed to do when I got blessed with my son. So my husband is there 365 days out of the year, and I thank Him for that. And because now I've forgiven my father has forgiven me, we have a good relationship and we're able to teach, encourage, and love each other. Okay, I'm starting to get overwhelmed and I don't want to be crying and boo-hooing on my YouTube channel all the time. But I just want you guys to know that I love you with the love of Christ. As I always say, stay with me. I'm going somewhere. 2 things.